Hi everyone, Luke and Leo here from Everything Dragon.
Hi.
And today we are going to be talking about dragon type Pokemon, including our favourites and various different elements of dragon type Pokemon. And we're going to be using the very helpful resource website Bulbapedia to help us with this. So we can flick over to here and we should have Bulbapedia in the background there where we can talk about it. Now, I used to be a massive fan of Pokemon years ago, where in the Generation 1 with Red and Blue. As it gets further through the generations, I don't really know too many of them, to be honest. But I think we'll start by talking about some of our favourites, and then we'll dig a bit deeper into the site. So who's your favourite Dragon-type Pokemon, Leo?
You know Charizard when it's like that Dragon-type Pokemon?
Well, when he has a Mega Evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is an anomaly right from the off, because Charizard is the originally was just fire, and I think originally just fire, then became fire and flying or something like that. But he's the most dragon-looking Pokemon, and wasn't even originally a dragon type. You know, he sort of it wasn't until Mega Evolutions came along, which I think we'll go into in a little while. My favourite, or favourites, even though I said I'm more of a fan of the originals, were perhaps the ones from Pokemon Black and White. You know, Reshiram, Zekrom, and Kyurem. Who were
Can't say it.
Reshiram Fire, Zekrom Electric, and Kyurem Ice. I did think that was a good evolutionary, well, they're not even an evolutionary chain unless you get into the DNA splicing, but that's another story for another day. So we will start by having a look through, well, I think in fact let's go down to our favourite ones first. So you can see here with my ones, because they came up first, Reshiram. So Reshiram is a very cool looking dragon type Pokemon, I think. Fire type, even though it's white. You wouldn't expect that, would you? But dragon and fire type. Very cool indeed. Zekrom is the electric type, and he was on,
He was dragon and electric.
Yeah, dragon and electric. But I just thought these two were very, very cool. And then obviously the game's got sequels, and we had Kyurem, who is the Dragon and Ice.
I've heard of him.
And Reshiram and Zekrom could merge with Kyurem to become White Kyurem and Black Kyurem, which was quite cool. Something very different, I thought. And then to talk about your favourite, I think you're talking Mega Charizard X, I believe. Is that correct? Because here, Mega Charizard X, if I click that, is it bigger?
He's dragon and fire.
I don't actually know what's going on there. I thought if I click that it would go bigger, but it seems to have just... Oh no. Oh, there we go. Now look at him. That's so he's... That's where that Mega Evolution makes him have Dragon type as well. I mean...
Yeah, I've got that Pokemon card.
It is pretty cool, isn't it? To be fair, I mean that is a cool one. I do like that. But as we talked about, Charizard probably looks most like what you would typically associate a dragon to look like.
But he's fire and flying.
Yes. So, anyway, where were we? I realised that I didn't put the pictures up big of my favourites, so I'm going to do that quickly. Let's just open that up. So, Reshiram, I know people can just Google this themselves and have a look, but, very cool designs for Pokemon. Zekrom, bigger there. I do like that design. I just think it's really cool.
He looks like a dragon made out of rocks.
He does, doesn't he? He doesn't necessarily look like he's going to have electric as, his other type.
As you think.
Whereas I think Kyurem, if we open that, does kind of have an ice. Although, but then still kind of rock.
Yeah.
Or steel, maybe, but...
Like rock and ice.
Yeah. I do like that. So yeah, so some of our cool ones. Feel free to let us know some of your favourites in the comments. But if we're going to go back to the start, because I always think it's quite cool that dragon is a type, a Pokemon type anyway, when most of the types are elemental, fire, water, grass and electric. And
ice.
Yeah, and then dragon was one of the originals. Obviously steel came later, fairy came later, and other ones.
What about psychic?
Yeah, psychic was an original. But I just think dragon is a very cool type. And in the original Generation 1 games, you only had dragon types. Dratini, Dragonair, and and their final evolution, Dragonite. And they were the only dragon type Pokemon.
Dragonite actually looks like a good dragon.
Yeah, Dragonite does look like a cool dragon.
He's dragon and flying.
But they were the only dragon types in the original generation. Which that made them quite rare. You didn't find Dratinis and Dragonairs very often. So what we're looking at here is this list of Pokemon here are all ones that are purely dragon type and have no second type. So these ones, they're just dragon. I remember Haxorus, he was in I believe Pokemon Black and White as well in his evolutionary chain.
He looks like a dragon.
Yeah, Drudigan. He looks pretty cool. Let's have a look at him.
I've never heard of him. He looks like a paper dragon.
Yeah, he is quite cool.
Like a dragon made out of paper with colouring on it.
Yeah, does look cool. And then I was having a little look at this earlier before we started the video, and I didn't even know this one.
That's a dragon type.
I didn't even know this one existed. Regidrago.
I
know Reggie Rock and Regice and Registeel, but I didn't. And then Regieleki and let's say I'm completely out of touch with some of these Pokemon. But yeah, that's dragon type. And as we scroll further down, these are half dragon type Pokemon, but with dragon as their core type, I suppose, first type. So Dragonite, because he's dragon and flying. Dragon and flying seems to be quite
dragon and fairy.
Quite common.
Dragon and psychic.
Yeah, like
dragon and ground.
And a lot of them are legendary as well.
Yeah.
Latios and Latias, Rayquaza. Garchomp's not legendary. Then obviously what we were talking about before, Reshiram, Zekrom, etc.
That looks more like a dog then.
Yeah, Zygarde, but Zygarde has different forms, 10%, 50%, and then full. So it's because Zygarde, if we open this up, has different ways. That's what he most commonly looks like.
An alien.
Yeah, it is a bit like that, isn't it?
And
if you click on that's how he.
That looks like the strongest.
It's not a very big picture, is it?
No.
No. Whoops. Okay. Anyway, never mind. So there's quite a few now. Like I was saying, there's only those original 3 in the Dratini, Dragonair, and Dragonite in Generation 1. Now, there are a lot of dragon type Pokemon, aren't there?
A million.
If you keep going down. So these are all ones that are...
That's a fish.
I know, it doesn't look like it'd be dragon type.
Dragon and water. I
Again,
can see why it's water.
I've never even heard of this. Tatsugiri.
Honestly.
Droopy form. Well,
and stretchy form.
That's totally a new one on me, and doesn't look like a dragon at all. Well, in the popular sense of the word, I suppose. Roaring Moon. Dragon and dark type.
He looks like a Pokemon with really big wings.
Yeah, that is
That's
quite
cool.
Cool. Yeah, that is cool. So they were all Pokemon there that are dragon as their primary type, and these ones are secondary dragon type Pokemon. So Mega Charizard X is fire and dragon. Now, the less said about
He looks like a palm tree.
The less said about Alolan Executor, the better, I think. I mean, well, the picture's very small. Oh, there we go.
That's a palm tree.
Just look at it.
Is that a dragon type?
Well, Executor was Pokemon in the original generation, but it didn't look like that. It looked like that. But then
that looks even worse.
Alolan Pokemon, there's various ones that look different in their Kingdra. See, I forgot that Kingdra became water and dragon, actually. I think I've been...
I thought Kingdra was just water.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, Kingdra, water and dragon. Yeah, quite a cool one. Then Dialga and Palkia. They're cool legendaries. Giratina. Is that a... Looks more like a dinosaur with 2 heads, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well...
A dragon with no wings.
Oh, are these bits supposed to be wings here?
I don't know. They're very small wings for a dragon. That just looks like a dinosaur.
I think by the time we get down here, we're starting to have some incredibly crazy designs. Look at this, Guzzlord.
He looks like a spider.
This must be a massive picture. It's taking forever to load. It's being very blurry. But yeah, that's a very strange one. Yeah, so look, as you can see, this list does go on quite a while. You've got a lot. Hydrapple.
Yeah.
What? That looks more like a blooming...
Snake.
Well, and it looks like a Disney character or something rather than a Pokemon, doesn't it?
And it has an apple on his head with chopsticks stuck in it.
A big apple and an apple coming out of his head. Interesting. But anyway, obviously a lot of Dragon Pokemon have come out since the origins of Dratini, Dragonair and Dragonite. I don't really think there's much in there that's going to top my favourites of Reshiram, Zekrom, etc. And what about anything there that you like more than Mega Charizard?
I like that big one that looked like a spider. He looked cool.
Yeah, that's
the one with the blurry picture.
Yeah. Another interesting thing about Dragon type is Dragon type moves are super effective against Dragon type Pokemon, which doesn't occur very often. And also they are weak to Ice move. But other than that, a lot of other types aren't much good against them, apart from Ice and their own type Dragon, which is quite interesting. But what were you going to say?
I get Ice does it because dragons breathe fire.
Yeah, but wouldn't the fire melt the ice?
Oh yeah.
And only Charizard really breathes fire like that. I don't think Dragon type necessarily means dragon in, as we typically associate Western dragons as, but Charizard probably looks most like one of those. But anyway, thank you for watching the video. Only a very brief sort of look at our Dragon type Pokemon, our favourites. If there is any Dragon type Pokemon you'd like us to go into in a bit more detail, then we could perhaps do another video about that, or we could even maybe look to do a video of doing some dragon battles in a Pokemon game and upload those at some point. What do you think? Maybe we could do that. Maybe good old Pokemon Stadium from the N64. Go old school. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.